Hello, this is Mike, and this is Mike Dell's World number 131 for July 19th, 2009, and I am in the car, driving around in the wilds of northern Michigan. It's Sunday morning, about 10 o'clock. I've been on the road for about 2 hours, and I don't think I've been over 30 miles an hour, maybe 40, for the whole trip. What I'm doing is our ham radio group is providing communications for a 100-mile bike tour through Antrim County, Michigan, which is a little bit east of Grand Traverse Bay. And the name of the tour is the Rat Race. It stands for Ride Around Torch. There's a big lake just east of the bay called Torch Lake. It's a really long, skinny lake and covers a lot of miles. Well, they yearly have a bike tour up through here. It's a real hilly, not quite mountainous territory. There's not much mountains in Michigan. But anyway, we're providing amateur radio communications for the bike tour, and I'm driving the 100-mile course. There's a 100-mile course, a 62-mile course, and a 25-mile course. And right now I'm just pulling a bunch of hills, or a big hill here where there's a bunch of bikers. Hopefully I can get around them before an oncoming car comes. But anyway, we provide support for them. If we see any bikes broke down, we'll stop, and they have what's called sag wagons, and those are usually vans or pickup trucks where the people in that know how to work on bikes, and they have extra tires and tubes and tools and whatnot. And I can call on the radio and get one of those guys dispatched. I gotta put my 4-ways on here and get around these bikes. So that's what I'm doing today. So I'll put on probably 150, 200 miles on the course. But my seat's a lot more comfortable, and the hills are just a matter of pushing the pedal rather than pumping the pedals on a bike. So can't complain too much. There, turn off that noise. And it's a beautiful day. It's partly cloudy, a little bit of sun peeking through, little clouds every once in a while. 70 degrees. Yesterday, we had a record low high temperature, if that makes sense. Traverse City only got to 59 degrees on July 18th. It was it beat the old record by 3 or 4 degrees anyway. So global warming's working out well for us, such as it is. I don't know. So I'm sure they'll spin it somehow where we were cold because of global warming, but you know what? Don't fly with me. Global warming ain't happening, or at least if it is happening, or if it would happen, it would have nothing to do with us. But anyway, on that. Like I said, it's beautiful country out here. There's a bunch of little towns. I mean, when I say little towns, I mean little towns. They're not, there's nothing but really a wide spot in the road. There's a couple of larger little towns, but for the most part, it's all farmland, hills, and woods. It's really quite beautiful. And like I said, these hills, it's not quite mountainous. It reminds me of, say, the foothills in Kentucky. Not the mountain part, but the foothill part. And I got to leave my radio on so you'll hear the kerchunks and beeps and stuff in the background. Of course, I always end up catching a bike on a blind hill that I can't pass, and they're busily pumping up the hill, so... Anyway, so yeah, there was a car coming the other way, so if I'd have pulled out past, I would have had a wreck. So, anyway. kind of like sitting in traffic in a traffic jam on a freeway. So, of course, right over the top of this hill's a turn, so curve. But like I said, it's a lot of fun driving around in this. The bikes kind of are annoying, but I guess that's why we're here. I have to say the bikers tend to be a little bit arrogant, and they automatically think when you come up behind them, even though I've got big signs on the car saying I'm ham radio communications and support. They still automatically tend to think you're going to try and run them off the road, and it's not the case at all. I'll putz along behind them as long as it takes to get around them safely, and I'm not going to push them off the road. But then again, I don't want to get flipped off, which happened last year. I wouldn't have done this thing this year, except my folks are really into it, so I do it because they do it. And I'll be done. It's like 10:15 right now. I'll be done by 1 o'clock or so, and go home and relax. All that. I hope this mic doesn't sound too ridiculous. I turned down the mic gain a little bit, so hopefully it's not ridiculous background noise, and hopefully I'm not popping my peas too much. Oh, I just heard that. Sorry. Oh well, I haven't quite got the mobile rig figured out, but whatever. It should work fine. Good enough for what it is. So what I plan on doing with this is, it is, I am popping my peas. What I'm planning on doing is I'll do this segment here on the road, and then we'll play a tune, and then I'll be in the studio tomorrow morning. So I'm going to get this on Monday. I think I skipped a week on this podcast. Not necessarily meaning to, but had a lot of irons in the fire this week as far as podcasting, and well, on top of that, it's I know it's not spring. It actually feels like fall, but yesterday we cleaned out the garage and our spring cleaning a little late, and then last weekend I spent just completely clearing out and reorganizing the studio in my little ham shack podcast studio there in the basement, and I got it cleaned up rather nice and got all the extra computers out of there that I don't need, and rearranged a few things, cleaned up some software issues, reloaded the PC that's down there. It was Vista.
All stations out. Victor X-ray, net control for the ride around towards Lake. An advisement that the last rider that's being accepted on the route is just leaving the high school now. He is in all red biking outfit. There's no number to tell you, but he's in an all red biking outfit with a red helmet. South 8, Victor X-ray, net control.
Okay, had to listen to that bulletin.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, do you know what route he's riding?
I'll go ask right now.
Okay, had a little radio traffic there. Hopefully that's mildly interesting. And I think I missed a turn, so I had to turn around here. I drive this course. I've been driving this course every year since 1993. And still don't know it by heart. This isn't my normal stomping ground, so I'm not super familiar with the area. Okay, I did indeed miss my turn. So they got little arrows painted on the road, and they're easy enough for the bikes to catch. Oh man, what a crappy road to ride a bike up. Looks like there's more pavement patches on it than there is pavement. Oh well. Got to make their way through it somehow, but like I said, I don't get out here all that often, so it's not like I know these roads well. I just know the course somewhat well. Man, bumpity bump bump bump. Somebody will be losing some tires on this hill. But there's I think there's 12 of us on the ham radios at the different rest areas, and a couple of us driving the course, and then there's about 12 sag wagons spread out along the course. And so between the hams and the sags, if somebody breaks down, they shouldn't have to wait. Well, I had to wait for the repeater there to identify. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But anyway, it shouldn't be too long, between somebody driving by on the course. So, oops, here we go.
Control. For your advisement, the rider in red is on the 62. The rider in red is on the 62. Now south 8, Victor X-ray, net control.
Okay, let's had to get the announcement there.
There's no hurry on this, but if you could check with Mike and see if they're going to unlock the restrooms here at Craven Food Stop. They are locked at this time, so if you could find out if they are. Otherwise, we're just up a creek on that one. WTVC.
Okay, I will ask them right now. I'll say Victor X-ray.
Okay, yeah, you can see the important radio traffic. Need to unlock the toilets at at the food stop. What a valuable service we're providing here. Of course, if you're riding your bike for 62 or 100 miles and you get to the food stop, you might need someplace to go. But then again, there's so much wilderness that they're riding through that if they got to go, the woods is not very many steps away. Man, this road is rough. Holy crap. I think next year they're going to have to reroute around this portion. As I remember it, this is only a fairly short portion of the course. And an interesting thing here, techie related, I've got an old Garmin GPS 5, which was one of their first street mapping GPSs, built back in the mid-90s probably. I got that on the dash because that's running my GPS tracking system that I'm using for that map thing. You go on my website and click on the APRS map. Anyway, so I got that old GPS in here. And then I got a pretty much new TomTom 1 also mounted up on the windshield. That's one of the touchscreen talkie ones. And that touchscreen one is completely lost. It's not, this is waiting for a valid GPS signal, and even when it does come on out here, it's definitely not, shall I say it, accurate, right on the road. Unless you're on a main road, it just doesn't seem all that accurate. Plus I'm in the woods here, but that Garmin GPS, the actual GPS instrument, is way better than the one in the TomTom. The TomTom's just is absolutely great for, if you're going from city to city, or if you're in a city or in a larger town. It's good to go address to address or whatever, and it works great. But it's absolutely garbage out in the wilderness. Glad my GPS 5 is still kicking. Although the maps on it, I don't know. I'm not using the map display right now. I've just got it pointed back at the start-stop of the bike tour. I'm 18 miles as the crow flies from the start-stop. It's about as far away as I get, and they just kind of, for the 100 miles, they zig and zag and, a whole different course. But like I said, that GPS is way better than the GPS in the TomTom unit. I don't know. I guess they probably just use a cheap GPS chip in the TomTom because they can correct everything with software most of the time. And this Garmin unit, is a true, highly accurate GPS unit. So, well, let's hope there's no oncoming cars here. Going a little blind here. Climbing the hill. Nope, we're good. Otherwise, I'll have to force one of the bikers off the road. I've got to get up and around him. There we go. So we're getting up in the high country here. We're a little over 1,000 foot elevation, maybe higher. I'll have to switch screens on the GPS so I can tell. But gotta be up in the higher. My ears popped. And there's some guy's got a farm right up on the tippy top of this hill. It's a big hill. Pretty neat. So, well, anyway, I'll call that good for this segment. If I think of anything more of interest, I will go ahead and add to it. Otherwise, listen to this music. Oh, guess it is recording. Anyway, I just thought of something. Oh, jeez, stupid repeater, having to idea all the time. Anyway, just thought of something interesting trivia. I just went through a little town of East Jordan, Michigan, and it's a pretty little town, but they do have a fairly sizable factory there. And I would be willing to bet you next time you walk over a manhole cover, look down at it, and you'll see on there a little logo that's EJIW, or it might even spell out East Jordan Iron Works. I would guess that probably 80 to 90% of the manhole covers built or cast in the United States are cast right here in East Jordan, Michigan. So, anyway, interesting trivia. And fire plugs. Go look at your fire hydrant. Most of those will be East Jordan Iron Works. So, anyway, just some local trivia. I'm still on the road, still on the bike tour. Got probably another 40 miles of course to cover. So, might break in with something else later. Alright, well, we're done with the bike tour. I just left Elk Rapids, Michigan, heading back towards Traverse City. I'll be there in about 15 minutes or so. And that was interesting. Didn't have too many incidents. I had a bicyclist crash and burn right in front of me, but she got right back up, jumped on the bike, and took off. So no harm done, I guess, except for maybe a little pride. Maybe just a little bit of road rash, who knows. But anyway, so that's that. Bike tour's over, and I'm heading home. I'm gonna do a little relaxing this afternoon, take a nap, and go to work. But I'll finish this up tomorrow morning. Of course, by the time you're listening, by the time you're listening to it, it's today. Finish it up Monday morning, and have a little more commentary or something. So, listen to this song that I carefully picked out just for you.
I drive a car, I feel like sexy. My blood get hot, my head get high. I work so long, my heart break heavy. But Friday come, a week go by. I leave work early and I go to town. I just tried. I just tried. I just tried. My car's so nice, so style and fancy, so softly smooth, so big and round, in curve or straight. I drive like danger, my headlight off, my window down.
Girls say crazy, crazy, why you drive so fast? I steer like lazy, lazy, like I've been too fast. The road go hazy, mazy, make a tree go past. Forever and ever we go.
I just tried. I just tried. Tried.
Okay, well, welcome. This is Mike in the studio. Okay, I don't know about this audio level. Maybe I've got things turned a little weird, but hopefully it'll be okay. Of course, I worry about that too much, and then I fix it and post edit, and you never hear it. So I should just shut up about that, shouldn't I? Anyway, that was Drive by, who was that by? Jonathan Colton, off of his podcast, The Thing a Week. And that's where he wrote a song every week, and this was week 13, called Drive. And I think I've got another song I'm going to play off of that Thing a Week deal later on, or maybe next podcast. I don't know. I've got a few of them lined up here. So, anyway, recovered from yesterday's bike tour. Had a good time doing that as usual, riding around in the woods, and didn't have too many emergencies, as I said on the way home. The only emergency was when I got home. I had to. I definitely needed to find the smallest room in the house. I guess we'll just leave it at that, since this is more or less a family-safe show. Oh, sorry about the bloop bloop. I forgot to turn Skype off, and of course it's got to tell me when everybody that I ever talked to ever. Here, I'll shut it down. But everybody I ever talked to ever comes online, I gotta hear about it. I know I could go in there and set it all up, but like I said, I kind of reloaded this machine and haven't got everything set just right. Well, of course, that's just the way it is. You just never have everything set just right. I have got to make sure that this setup is set up completely right, but I don't know if it is or isn't. So hopefully my audio levels aren't too off the wall. Oh well, if they are, they are. I don't mean to screw that up. I got to figure out how I'm supposed to set everything so that I can take this recorder into the field and then hook it into the board and get everything set just so. Should be just fine, though. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Hey, this is Aaron Redner from Hot Buttered Rum, and you're enjoying Mike Dell's World Podcast.
Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, Hot Buttered Rum. I haven't played any of their music in a while. I'll have to dig some of that out of the archives when I'm in the mood for some bluegrass. They're pretty good. Boy. Guess I won't say too much more here. I did about 20 minutes in the car and don't want to overdo it. So why don't I play another one of those songs off of Jonathan Coulton's Thing a Week. We'll play, I believe it's week number 2 here. Or maybe I don't know. It says 2. Guess I don't know what that means. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side.
We work late and I pretend that I don't notice when you're next to me, but I do. I might be mistaken, but I sometimes get the feeling that you notice too. And I know this place that's near here, quiet, dark and small. When we're finished here, I think that I may want a beer. How about you? It'd be nice to go out drinking with you. You would think that we've danced around each other long enough to know where to stand. My heart stops in a panic when I think how it would feel to finally hold your hand. So we wait for this to happen, or make it happen now. Either way, I think that we should start off with a drink, maybe 2. It'd be nice to go out drinking. No big deal, we can play it nice and cool and keep the pressure off. Invite our friends. We'll have a few too many. We'll discreetly share a cab home when the evening ends. When we reach that awkward moment, standing at your door, we won't even know, 'cause we'll just smile and let it go, sail on through. It'd be nice to go out drinking with you.
This podcast is part of the Blueberry Network. Find freshly picked podcasts just for you at blueberry.com. That's blueberry, no ease.com.
All right. Well, hopefully you heard that okay. That was Jonathan Coulton, called Drinking With You, off of his Thing a Week podcast feed, and hopefully someday a CD or 2. I don't know how many CDs would it be for 52 songs? Anyway, and I don't know, now that I think about it, I don't know if that song Drive was from Jonathan Coulton or not. I think it was, but there's no way to tell in this program I'm using. I'm going to have to rethink my choice of MP3 players into the board here so that I get more information. That would be wonderful. So, Anywho, well, that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and play one more song, but I'm not going to come back afterwards, so you're free to hit the fast forward button. And this song is actually pretty cool, though. It's a group called the Whiz Bang Shufflers, and it's kind of a bluegrassy blues thing. I don't know how to put it. It's a swing tune, but I believe it's an instrumental. I didn't listen to it in the last couple days, but I think this was an instrumental. So anyway, with that, catch you next time here on Mike Dell's World. Over on hamradioclass.org, I'm going to be releasing another show over there. If any of you guys are taking that course, the extra class, extra topics ham radio course. Anyway, I'm going to be releasing that about the same time as I release this, so go check that out. Also this week, finally, I said it was going to happen in July. Well, it'll happen this week. That Geek of the North will officially launch. So be looking for that. I got my intros, outros, and all that stuff done. Got the format locked down. Well, not really locked down, but down. It's actually going to be sort of the same format this is, just me talking, but it's going to be me talking about technology. Mostly non-computer, non-cell phone technology, but some of that too. Probably mostly, like I said, radios, cars, boats, planes, trains, automobiles, whatever. something techie and something offbeat. That's going to be kind of the new motto, offbeat technology. So anyway, stay tuned for that over at geekofthenorth.com. Anyway, here's the Whiz Bang Shufflers, and this is the called the Minor Swing.